Wednesday was already terrific, but now it's super awesome. Our good friend of the show, Melissa Moes, is back in the kitchen with a delicious spring-themed creation. Her lemon blueberry cake with lemon cream cheese icing is on today's Virginia This Morning dessert menu. Melissa, I think you coined a new phrase earlier this morning when you said it was your #1 bride seller. So that's like bestseller's cousin by 10, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, definitely. This has become just the hit of the season. Everyone loves it. It's light, it's fresh, it's refreshing, and it's with fresh fruit.
Have you always been making this, or did you just kind of stumble into this?
I've been making it for the past 2 years, and I brought it to 2 wedding expos, and at the first one, it just 5,000 samples went in 2 hours.
Legend was born.
And now it's like everyone wants lemon blueberry. So here it is, lemon blueberry. So
you're gonna put me to work.
I am. So basically I did start stacking the cake for you. And as always, when I bake it, I do freeze them just so that they're frozen, and I cut the tops off.
It makes it easier to work with, and I think you've told us before too, it almost like intensifies the flavor somehow.
It does. I feel like it kind of locks it in, and then when you're icing it, you don't get all your crumbles. And look at how pretty the blueberries are.
It's totes adorbs.
I know.
I'm just gonna say that.
I know.
I don't call a cake totes adorbs all the time.
So
but
like, this is probably why I like it. So.
Oh, true. There's always that.
There's always that. So you're gonna get, you ready?
Oh yes,
so I'm gonna give you one lesson.
Okay.
So you're gonna take a little from the top, and then you're going to slide it around. And so as always, you do a crumb coat, which basically is where all your crumbs go in. And you just go ever so gently. I have all the faith in you.
You see it happen. See, this is what happens when she calls it a crumb coat. Those little tricky little crumbs get stuck in the icing, and they, you know, to a purist, I guess that means then it's not as pretty. It still tastes
yummy, and if your
but
cake is really room temperature and soft, you'll constantly pull crumbs up as you're icing. So use the back of your spatula.
Okay.
Look at you.
Oh boy. Will work for some
I
lemon
know.
blueberry with lemon cream cheese. Now, the 2 turntables and a microphone over here make this a lot easier to mix master the icing on this thing.
You have to have a turntable to turn it, or else if you don't, I have definitely put it up on top of a can, just so it's elevated and raised. It makes your life so much easier.
Okay.
But look at you.
Right?
Yes. So once you finish icing it, it would look like that.
Okay. 2 weeks from now, when I finish icing it, it'll look like that. Should I keep going? Were you hinting?
You can totally keep going if you want to keep going.
But
we'll
we've
switch
got,
places.
Okay. But
So on the cake here, you'll see I have all these fondant flowers.
Look at how gorgeous that is.
And they're really easy to make. The roses we're not going to talk about today.
Okay,
that's
those
like
are
a different segment.
That's level 201.
You have petunias, you have butterflies, and you have leaves. So with the fondant, you always want to keep it covered so it stays soft.
Okay.
Look at you.
It's like sugary Play-Doh.
It is. It's sugary Play-Doh with a time limit.
I feel like I'm getting a little light on this icing.
I think you should just go for it.
Put some more on there. You know what I call that?
Look,
wicka, 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 wicka,
once
wicka,
you cut it
wicka,
with the cookie cutter, look.
Oh,
And
sorry.
then
I was making music
watch.
over here,
I know.
Melissa.
Watch. You ready?
Yeah.
And you have a little imprint.
I mean, all day long.
All day long.
You put the kids on this, and you've got like a flower factory going on.
That's kind of what goes on. So basically, they're all just little cutters, and then I do put them so that they mold. Because you know you want your butterflies to fly. You see?
You want them to soar, right?
You want your butterflies to fly.
Okay.
Okay. Look at you.
I feel like I'm just really slowing production down over here.
No,
Can we
feel
just
like
call this rustic?
Just call it rustic.
Okay.
Let's just call it. You want me to finish it for
No.
you? I just call it rustic.
Okay. Rustic.
I think you'll be better at cutting out butterflies.
Me too. Let's switch
gears.
gears.
Go to butterflies.
Okay, on to the butterflies.
Okay, so here's a butterfly cutter. Push it down.
Ready?
Ready. Push down, and then pull up.
Ew. I didn't do that worth a toot.
So push down with all your might, and then pull up, and then it pops out.
Oh, right. All right, let me do over.
Do over.
I was going
use your morning strength.
I was going so light with the icing.
Oh, no,
I didn't.
go. And then push a button to make the imprint, and then pull up.
Okay. Yes. Now ready? We'll make it an action shot.
Look at that.
See, watch this. Pew!
Did you see
She
that?
soared.
She soars. And then you have leaves, which are probably.
Oh, that one just flew the coop
Do you
over
see
there.
that?
Yeah.
I know. And then you have to make a little vein.
I mean, this is so fun. How did you discover doing all these? Or you're probably creating the tutorials on doing all these, aren't you?
I take tons of classes. You know, I don't think you can ever learn enough. And so it's always practice, it's classes, it's reading, all this other stuff. So once you pop out all of your decorations, you want to let them dry because you do want your wings up and you want your curly leaves. Look at
you can barely tell which one I messed up.
And then you let them sit here and see, and then they'll somewhat harden into a shape.
Okay.
Then you can come over here to coloring them.
Phase B.
So these are powder colors, edible. So you'll just, if you want to do a petunia, I did this and I just.
Why powder and not like a gel? Is this easier to work with?
Well, look at how it's just a soft coloring. It's just a dusting. You can control it and you can do whatever you want. And then, look at you.
Get in there.
Get in there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh boy. This is coloring me hungry. That's what's going on.
Exactly.
And you just paint away.
You do.
Now, how far in advance would you make these, Melissa?
These can be made ahead of time.
Very
Definitely ahead of time. If you want them to be rock hard, I would make them out of gum paste. My roses I usually do. But
you don't want your special occasion guests losing a tooth if it's rock hard.
No, usually if the rose isn't a rock hard, you will take the rose off. But these are all fondant, so everything is edible, and then you can just cut right into it and eat it.
Wow.
Yes.
So it's that easy.
It really is. I mean, it's really not hard. And so here, do a leaf.
Okay.
So like I like two tones color, so take a little of that green and do some.
Okay, you do.
I'll
you
do
like
one
to do a
with you.
two-tone?
So so I'll kind of just sporadically
dab,
go.
Dab, 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 dab. Okay.
Okay, and then get the other color.
Got a little extra on there.
And then fill in. So
oh, it's darker. I see.
It's darker. It's two different shades.
Okay.
So you can kind of control it. You can see. Look at you.
Okay, blend. It's all about blending.
It's all about blending. But leaves aren't. Nothing's normal. Everything is different.
And look, then when you put it on your rustic cake,
right?
Over here,
when you put it on your rustic cake, look, and you can put it. Look at that.
Perfection. I call that done, right? If
I call that absolutely. Here, we'll cut this one, because this one's much prettier.
No, you can't. She always does this.
It's my favorite.
It takes me out of my comfort zone.
I know,
Don't
but
do
you know,
it.
you've got.
It's so pretty.
I know, but it's prettier to cut it, because then you can see all the lemon blueberry.
I know. Only the cake master can do this for sure. Melissa, thanks for being back with us.
Of course.
Bill,
anytime.
I got to do a little quality control. She cut me a small piece, Bill. That's just a small one, right? There's still plenty left, though.
Well,
we'll see. Let me make sure that it tastes as yummy as it looks, right?
Sure.
Right?
Absolutely. Look, that's a piece.
You can see why it's the #1 bride seller.